Good morning, everybody. Just 8 more sleeps till Christmas. Really excited for this year's festive season. And this week, kids finish school. So it's going to be all family time. I officially finished all of my normal engagements with clients, meetings, calls, all that sort of stuff on Friday. But I thought I'd come on, obviously, today for our normal Monday morning live. As I love, this gets my week started, get my exercise out of the way. Good morning, Yvonne. Nice to see you. And I thought today's topic would be one that's fitting this time of the year, as we're all mucking around trying to finish up certain things, close up the year, as well as set up for next year, and then have some time R&R. So just before 9 o'clock, I'll just do a little live share in my couple of groups that this goes also live at 9 a.m. Melbourne time. And good morning, Megan. Good morning. My mum's watching. So we're going to talk about why are you so busy. While I was recently on a cruise with Mum, came up with lots of topics to talk about. I actually prepared 26 different topics, and this morning I was going through the list. I go, which one should we cover off today? I was actually, good morning, daughter. All right, so let me just do my little share in the couple of groups that this goes into, and then I'll get stuck into it. I have a list of 10 things here to cover off with you guys. I love my little lists. As that's how my brain thinks. My brain thinks in the way of what are all the reasons why people are so busy nowadays. So let me go in one more group and then we'll get going. All right, tell me also, why are you so busy? When you are busy, what do you think makes you busy? I'd be curious to know what you guys say, and then I'll decipher some of the things that I have observed, that I have experienced myself. So by the way, I'm not immune to this. I have been through it myself. I can struggle at times, and other times, I feel I have a real good grip on it. But these are good things to reflect on. Good morning, Caroline. And to just think about where you're at. You might want to write this list down, and I can probably cut and paste it into the comments. But obviously, I need to, whatever I've got on my piece of paper right here, I need to obviously give you my thoughts behind it. Okay, so if you guys watch me on social media and follow me, you might think, gee, she's got a busy life. I don't want her life, because she gets on planes and goes, travels and does all of that sort of stuff. But overall, in a year, we have about 5.5 intense months in the business, and we have about 4 months off. So right now, we have a couple of months off. We've been doing the cluttering at home, just chilling out with family, going out shopping, doing stuff that we enjoy doing, and that'll happen for all of December and January, and we take a big break mid-year, as well as we don't work Fridays. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday is usually our time off after, work hard the first 4 days of the week, and then enjoy and just defuzz the brain from business. All right, so I'm going to go through a list in no particular order why you guys perhaps are so busy and what's behind all of that. Some of it is lack of strategy, and some of it will be mindset, or what are you getting out of being so busy, right? Because we don't do anything for a negative impact on our life. We're always doing things because it has some kind of a positive effect. So if you've just joined on, tell me, why are you so busy? What's keeping you so busy in life that you're not perhaps doing all the things that you would love to do? All right, so number one on the top 10 list of why you're so busy, I believe, is number one has to be lack of priorities. People get too busy because they don't organize their priorities. And I believe Stephen Covey wrote this in his book, The 7 7 Secrets to Highly Effective People. I think that was the exact title of the book. And he talked about, you know, the quadrants of, you know, urgent and important and not urgent and not important. There was like 4 different quadrants. So how are you in terms of ordering what's the most important thing to do, whether it's in your life or in your business? So lack of priorities, I would have to say, is the number one reason. Well, it's in the top 10 list, is why people are too busy and then feel like they're chasing their tail. So if this is yourself, perhaps good morning, Shane. I think that's it's Trevor. People tend to give priority to things that perhaps can be put on the back burner, or they stop and start doing things and distract themselves. So obviously not focusing on one thing and finish it through to completion, and having that sort of scattery approach and not prioritizing what's the most important thing. So let's give an example. In business, the number one things are the most urgent things, and that is your sales and marketing should take priority over administration and bookkeeping, right? So you take care of that first. You get distracted by less important things, Christiane says. And yes, sometimes we do, and sometimes it's okay to procrastinate and do stuff that perhaps is not the best use of our time. Sometimes we find enjoyment and fulfillment in that, sitting in front of a TV and binge watching Netflix or things like that. However, you know, in your day-to-day life, when you want to be progressing towards your goals, you gotta look at, you know, how do you prioritize and what is the most important thing that is going to get to your goals. And how do you figure that out? Well, reflect back on your goals as to what you have said is important to you, and then figure out and do those things first before anything else. And by the way, it's not, I need more systems templates and 80% IPA. What's IPA? Yvonne, but yes, systems and templates are the thing that obviously are going to be, because one of my points, actually, I'll skip right down to that one. Number 10, you think you can do it all yourself and lack of outsourcing. And Yvonne, because you said that, a lot of people keep too busy because they don't know. I was guilty of that. About 4 years ago, no, about 3, I'm about to make my 3rd anniversary with my virtual assistant, and I had been in business for 5 years, okay? And I had not had any help but myself. And I was, you know, doing a lot of things, doing all the admin stuff, you know, pulling together the event lists and all that kind of stuff. And Francesca, as Yvonne would know, my sister from another mother, said, sis, you know, you so need a VA. I can't believe you're doing all of this by yourself. Yet she, at the time, I think she had 2 VAs, and she had only been in business for about 12 months. Yeah, but I haven't written enough systems. What would I give them to do? Blah, 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 blah. And anyway, I took the leap of faith, and I hired Lindy January 3 years ago, and I had one system written, a lot of instructions that she can start with, which actually kept her busy for about 3 weeks. While in that period, I actually started writing and creating more and more systems. So don't wait, Yvonne, to write more systems before you hire someone. You see how fast you'll write those systems when you have actually hired them. I recently also hired my PA, who'll be starting with me this coming January, and I'll be training her up, but I'm going to, alongside her, I've told her, together we're going to create these new systems for your role, because this is a brand new role in the business, so therefore we'll build it up from there. So that is 2 of 10 reasons why you're too busy, is perhaps have you taken on too much and decided to save money in not outsourcing. And if you're not outsourcing some of the things that that need to be completed around your life and your business, then perhaps you are overwhelming yourself and trying to hold on too tightly, trying to be too much in control, okay, which is one of the other reasons anyway. So number one reason why you're too busy is lack of priorities. Number two, we just skipped to my number 10 on the list, was because perhaps you're trying to do it all yourself and you have not outsourced it as yet. And that could be because you're waiting to write systems, which probably never going to get written unless you actually get someone and you get a rocket up your bum to actually get it done. All right, number two on my list, and number three as we're speaking today, is poor time management. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I'm continuously always reading up stuff on how to manage my time better, you know, how to save time, what to do. I mean, I just pick up those kind of books. I guess that's my entertainment a lot of the time. My entertainment is not a fiction book or a romance novel or whatever it is. It's personal development, it's business, it's how do I become more productive, how do I become more effective, and all that sort of stuff. And you guys know we pride ourselves on running a very lean business. So therefore, I'm always picking up what is, you know, and it goes with the lack of priorities, but time management, you know, what is the best use of my time and how do I actually maintain it? So for me, I have my obviously trusty planner here that you guys know. A lot of you have gotten a copy of the 2019. You know, I have this by my side every single day. What I also do without having to hold things up in my head is I use an app called Alarmed. It's a little green app. It's like a reminder app, right? But it has the option to repeat stuff and to tell me when I need to be checking different things, because it's all well and good to have a physical planner. However, I don't want to still hold little tasks in my head, so I'm constantly putting little reminders for myself so that it's all off my head. And you guys know that I always check my emails daily, and I have work on the inbox zero system, which means that I don't have any unanswered inquiries, emails, texts, messages by the end of each and every day. I'll check in on it twice, even when it's holiday time, because I just don't want to muck around and have a backlog of stuff to come back to. And to me, it's not annoying, and you have to decide how you feel about that yourself. Alarmed app, yeah, cool, must look it up. Yeah, it's a very simple one. It's not like one that's super popular, but I found it and I have really gotten to, you know, comfortable with using it, and it you know, and I can see the little reminders as they pop up, and it has lots of options where you can put notes in and things like that, so you don't have to like hold anything in your mind around who you need to follow up on and when. And what I do, just as a tip, is I always set my now alarms on that Alarmed app to remind me Monday through to Thursday. Why? Because I don't want to have reminders of things to do, obviously, on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Whereas if you kind of set it, you know, on those particular days, of course, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna ping up or whatever, and then you're gonna feel like you're gonna get that thing done. So I always make sure that I set it up on a day that I know I'll be at the office. I know lots of things are gonna go off this morning at 10:30. Usually Monday, lots of things go off on that app, and then I just get them done because I'm already at my desk, I'm doing stuff. And it could be personal life stuff as well that I put on there. I would say it's 80% business and 20% personal. So time management, look up different ways. I mean, read up on it, you know, and do improve yourself every single year, every single, you know, quarterly or 6 monthly period. What is the thing that you're going to start doing that's going to make you more effective and a better management or a manager of your own time? Because as we all know, we all have the same 24 hours a day, and what we choose to do with them, you know, everyone is different, and therefore that's why we also see a vast difference in the results of what people get, you know, in their lives, businesses, and so on and so forth. So you need to get to a point where you feel that you're centered, organized, and that you feel in control of how you control your time. So now, talking about that word control, number 4 of the 10 things that are keeping you so busy is perhaps that you're out of control, right? There was an awesome there was an awesome line in a Tim Ferriss book that I read recently, and it said, you know, if you don't have time, actually, you know what? I'm going to pull it up. It's going to be here on my other computer. I'm going to read it to you guys of my thing, because I thought that was a really big takeaway. Here we go. See how quickly I can find things on my computer, even if I didn't have them pre-prepared earlier. All right, so that's the health section. All right, busy. Okay, busy equals out of control. I'm just going to read it out to you. This is from the Tools of Titans book from Tim Ferriss. Every time people contact me, they say, look, I know you must be incredibly busy. And I always think, no, I'm not. I feel the same way. Like, it's like Tim wrote it and I could have written it, because I'm in control of my time. I'm on top of it. Busy to me busy to me seems to imply out of control. Like, oh my God, I'm so busy. I don't have time for this shit. To me, that sounds like a person who's got no control over their life. Lack of time is lack of priorities. If I'm busy, it is because I've made choices that put me in that position. So I've forbidden myself to reply to, how are you, with busy. I have no right to complain. Instead, if I am too busy, it's a cue to re-examine my systems and rules. So that's coming from Tim Ferriss, Tools of Titans, and that really resonated, and that's why I highlighted and sort of extracted that part of the book, because it is. And I really resonated with that, because people say that to me all the time. You must be incredibly busy. You look so busy on social media. And I go, not really, because, you know, social media, it's not real life, right? And I'm not going to post a picture of me sitting around on the couch or by the pool every 5 minutes, that sort of stuff. Yeah, there is periods when I'm busy, and like Tim Ferriss says, it's because, and this is one on my list, it's self-imposed by choice sometimes, right? So I actually, when I make myself busy, I go in there consciously knowing that I have made the choice to be busy for this period of time, to smash out so much so that I can come back to, and come and then have my time off, and, I choose my life to be work hard, play hard. And that's how it works well for me. It might not work well for another person. You just have to figure out what it is for you. So as I said, that point there that I just made is, if you are so busy, are you perhaps out of control? Would you please write down his book name? Yes, Tools of Titans. And if you guys want that particular, I had 10 pages worth of takeaways from that book, and I did offer them a little while ago in one of my groups, because I read that book while I was in my mid-year holiday. Thailand, and I said that, and then my VA typed up all my highlights and all that sort of stuff, because I wanted to succinctly. It's got so many little tools and hacks in there, even to the point of I learned a little tip where you go into your settings of your Apple, if you're using a Mac, and increasing the click speed of your little mouse. Apparently that saves you more time and makes you more productive, in terms of how fast you can click through things. That's just a little techie kind of saver. So if anyone does want it, what I'll do is I'll put a Dropbox link in the comments section of this live. Look through the comments if you're watching this, and download those off my thing. It's a PDF there that you will have. So it'll give you a lot of aha moment. Well, these were my highlights. So whatever your highlight would be in this book, go and grab it and then read it. All right, so yes, out of control is a big one. People are, you can tell, you can see it, you can feel it in their aura almost, or their way of being. They're frazzled. They walk into places huffing and puffing. They sit down. They can't find stuff in their bags. They can't find stuff in their computers. They can't, there's all sorts of little signs that indicate when someone is in some way, in some part of their life, out of control, which means that is what could possibly be making them busy, and they need to work on a better strategy or system where they feel, I've got this, so let's go on to the next one. We already kind of touched on, I'll skip that one that we said. Well, lack of systems was one. I think we already spoke about systems and how essential they are to saving you so much time. I mean, just imagine having all those templates that then you can copy and paste, that you can give to your people who are helping you to pass on and all that kind of stuff. I've been madly systemizing a particular part of our business at the moment, and just as I'm doing screen recordings, I'm doing the work at the same time I'm creating systems. So can you become more productive by creating systems as you go along? an example, like I needed to create some videos on how to upload books onto print on demand, onto Amazon, you know, various different aspects of business, what we're doing currently, which you guys don't know too much about, but I'll tell you next year. And I needed to do, whenever I need to do that task, I just put my QuickTime player on. I click on record new, make new screen recording. As I'm doing the work, I'm actually recording it as something that my VA can then replicate for future execution of that particular task. So how could you maybe create systems as you're going along and actually doing your work anyway, and then saving them into a video systems library for yourself or the person that is helping you? All right, so think about that one. But the one before that was that people are saying yes to everyone. You becoming, are you a people pleaser? And some of you will probably go, oh, sometimes maybe. I can tell you, I suffered a lot from that one in the first 5 years of my business. You know, not so much in life, in, you know, sort of normal things, everyday life, social or whatever. I haven't suffered from that, but in business in the first 5 years, and it was kind of a good thing in some way, but it became then very draining towards the end of those 5 years. The good thing, let me talk about the good thing. The good thing about saying yes to everything in the early days of your business is you just never know what will turn out to be that golden opportunity or that thing that's going to give you a an outcome or bring a client into the business, because you know, you're fighting to make your business viable and monetize it so you can remain in business, right? So it's good to say yes to a lot of things. Then you can figure out what do I like, what I don't like, where am I getting my results, where am I not getting it. So in that regard, that's really good, because sometimes people go, oh, I wouldn't do that, or I won't, like, you know, that's not a good thing. I can't see a future in that. So in that regard, it was good. But as I got busier and my business got more established, I still continued to say yes to a lot of things. And it just became overexhausting, because I kind of could almost predict sometimes the things that weren't good to say yes to, but I still did, because I was, you know, that kind of a person. I just wanted to make, you know, serve people, help them out, you know, and to the detriment of one time that I was partnered with someone for a couple of years, and I let it go on for a couple of years, where I invested so much time, effort, resources into that particular partnership, and it was just all for absolutely nothing in the end. You know, and thankfully I was having my third baby, and I could, you know, it was a good way to just step away from it. But I just felt like, you know, I had to keep saying yes to everything. So where are you at on that scale of saying yes and being a people pleaser? And where can you start saying a lot more no of? So nowadays I feel really, really well in control in terms of what I want to do, what I don't want to do, and what I choose to do, and when I choose to be busy. Do you record in QuickTime? Yes, Christiane. QuickTime on your Mac, if you're using a Mac, is a free way to just do screen recordings for your business systems or whatever video that you need to show someone something about it. So yeah, absolutely. So watch out for that people pleaser in you, because I'm sure every single one of us wants to help people, wants to, you know, be seen as helpful and all that kind of stuff, and wants to get re-invited to things, because if you keep saying no to certain invitations, you know, maybe you don't get invited in the future because you're always saying no. But be very careful in business and what stage of business you're at. Perhaps in the early days, yes, say yes to everything, because you just don't know what's going to be the thing that really gives you the opportunity or the breakthrough in your business. But as you go on, just say no to things that you know. You build the wisdom, so you will know what works for your business and what doesn't, and what opportunity or collaboration or joint venture is. And that's one that's really a big one. Joint venture partnerships, joint ventures, collaborations and partnerships can waste a lot of our time unless they're the right ones. Okay, and as I said, I was involved in a 2-year one once upon a time, and it was really, really not the right thing for me. But I learned, and of course, every time you do something and it's not the right thing, you will learn how not to be in the future. So there you go. So watch out for it, because you know, and be honest throughout the whole process with the other person, as you, in no way have I ever walked away from something, you know, not having a good relationships with people after the fact. All right, let's go. Another reason, lack of focus on specific goals. Okay, so we talked about, you know, what are your priorities, how do you manage your time, and that you should be looking at what are your goals. Therefore, that's what your priorities are, because that's what you have said to yourself. You know, this is what I want to achieve, either around health, family, business, whatever it is. You know, I in the plan, in this particular plan, I always put 5 goals. So, you know, what are the 5 areas in your life you want to focus on? I think towards the back we do like the 12-month annual goals. So there's 5 there, and then it's got a reward after each of them, and then there's the first quarter goals and all that sort of stuff. I like to put little stickers, inspirational stickers on the sides of them. But I always encourage you to really think about that. In the 1st of January is my religious day of sitting down with it and putting down my 12-month and first quarter goals. And I always just focus on what are the things, what are my specifics that I have put down in there, because if I have put them down, that's what's the 5 most important things. Please don't set yourself 15, 20 goals. You can't focus on 15, 20 goals. Good morning, Con. How are you? You can't focus on them. You know, make one core focus of what you want to do. You know, I usually have one core thing, and then a theme for the year, and then everything else, you know, supports that theme, if you know what I mean. So Mika's book is unreal. Oh, I'm so glad you got it for Twin Corp, right? Thank you so much. We've had quite a few people get their books now. They're pre-purchased from Mika, and they've said, even a air hostess with she hasn't told me yet what her boyfriend pilot said about it, but because it's a travel and flying book, she said, oh my God, you know, it was really great, written great for traveling and all that sort of stuff. So there you go. Hope you girls like it too. All right, so lack of focus on specific goals. So if you're writing goals, you guys, come on, get down to the nitty gritty of it. Don't say, oh, I just want to be happier, I just want to be healthier. You know, what specifically does that mean? You know, put some numbers to it. You know, I'm the numbers girl. I love putting time limits. I love putting numbers, crunching them backwards to figure out how is it going to happen, because the big picture can be overwhelming. But when you actually chunk it right down, put some numbers around it, you know, and then see what that looks like weekly and monthly and all that sort of stuff. Then all of a sudden, that big elephant of a goal, when you set and scare the shit out of yourself on the 1st of January, as I always do, doesn't seem as bad. Now, being at the end of a year, you know, if I look back, I mean, it's just so much. Like, I feel like I have a whole lifetime of stuff that happens every single year, reflecting upon it. So make them specific, put some numbers to them, break them right down, and it makes it feel so much more easier. So I'm really excited. By the way, our annual webinar that Stuart and I normally do at the end of every year is still going to happen this year. You remember how you guys, we report back, we've been doing this now for 6 or 7 years. It happens between after Boxing Day. It's either on the 28th or 29th of December, before New Year's Eve. We always come back and talk about the year it was, learnings, lessons, what we told you exactly a year ago we were going to do for 2018, and then we report on our big goals for 2019. And it's form of accountability, kind of touching base with our community through this particular webinar, and just reconnecting and celebrating the end of the year. So watch out for us promoting that one. Usually we'll promote it just after Christmas, only a couple of days, and we jump on together and we talk to you about what all of those things were. And we've been doing it now for 7 years, 29th of December. All right, let me see what else is on my list. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Why are you so busy? Because it makes you feel important, right? I know for a fact some of you get a kick out of, you know, I'm just so busy. I've got to be somewhere here and there, and it makes you feel important, and that's what you're getting out of it, right? Remember what we said earlier today is we said that you don't do anything for a negative impact on your life and well-being. We always, even if it seems that it's not a positive thing in our lives, somewhere we have a secondary gain that in this case, perhaps maybe being so busy makes you feel more important, makes you feel like you're worth it, that you're something like in life. So maybe, who knows? Then the next one goes on to and number 8, and this is one we use perhaps when we want to say no, but we're not brave enough to say no with grace. Okay, and that one is because it's an easy excuse, right? So why are you so busy? Because you're actually not too busy. You're just using it as an excuse to tell someone that you're so busy because you're too chicken shit to actually tell them no in a great way. And that's the case. Maybe pick up a book that teaches you how to say no gracefully, right? And there is great ways to do it. So it's an easy excuse. Another one here that I had, it's self-imposed by choice sometimes. Self-imposed by choice sometimes. And this is one that goes back to the Tim Ferriss one. And I think you had something else. Oh, here we go. He's got one more sentence I forgot to read to you guys earlier. Being busy is a form of laziness. Lazy thinking and indiscriminate action. Being busy is most often used as a disguise for avoiding the few critically important but uncomfortable actions. Oh, yes. And we're all guilty of it, right? Sometimes, and it's okay. We're not about here being perfect. It's not about being, oh my God, I have to sort this thing out. We're all going to find ourselves in points in our lives that we feel overwhelmed, frazzled, it's just all too much. But how can you make that perhaps 20% of your time versus feeling fully in control and really having a great flow in your life the other 80% of the time? So it's really, I encourage you guys to think about all of these little reasons that we've talked about this morning. I will go through the list of 10 just now as a summary for you, and then leave me some comments, questions, or perhaps, maybe a time-saving hack that you actually, and that you operate in your life that works really well, and then we can benefit from that. I will also post the PDF of the Tools of Titans book, so you can download it through the comment section in here. And by the way, if you haven't bought yourself a copy of these, we sold a ton last week when we did a special promotion one day. It is, we're down to the last 5 or 6 boxes, and each box only has about 8 planners in it. So I know, because my garage is getting, it's getting emptied out. I'll post the link for those as well, because I know a lot of you want to find them. I'm already using mine because it started late November. Okay, so here's our top 10 list of why you're so busy. Number 1, a lack of priorities. Number 2, poor time management. Number 3 is you're out of control. Number 4, saying yes to everything, so being a people pleaser. Number 5, you lack systems in life and or business. Number 6 is lack of focus on specific and measurable goals. Thank you, Megan. Number 7, it makes you feel more important and more worth it. Number 8, it is an easy excuse to use. Number 9, it's self-imposed by choice sometimes, which is okay. And number 10, you think you can do it all by yourself and you don't have any skills, or do you use outsourcing? So that is it from me this morning. I can't guarantee if I'll be back here next Monday. It's the 24th day before Christmas. If I feel like it, I'll do it. Again, anything I do during this period of, as I said, Friday was our last day of calls, meetings, sessions with clients. We're now off till the 16th of January. Anything that I do in this period, it's by choice. So I'm not getting on this live because I absolutely must be here, because I've always said Monday morning, and I'll be here. Of course, I'm here, 90% of the time. But if I'm in a holiday period, I do it because I feel like it, and I have made the choice, not because I go, oh, I really got to get to this thing that I'm doing. So thank you so much for being on live. Have an awesome, if I don't see you before Christmas, have an amazing festive season with your families. Enjoy yourselves. Reflect. have a look at what has happened. What did you learn? What can you do better? Think about some goals that you'll be setting next year. I'm waiting for 1st of January because it's a routine thing that I do on that particular day. And have an amazing week ahead, you know, and smash up whatever else you need to smash up this week. Bye, guys.